Hey, I'm Dukes on Twitch. If you want to support the channel and greensunzenith.com, you can find my Patreon, merch store, and singles store where you can buy singles through TCG Player or Card Hoarder in the video description. If you want to get in contact, you can also find all that info in the description below for things like donation deck lists or just wanting to reach out. Alright, let's get right into it. Hey team, welcome back to Dukes on Twitch. Back today with Abzan Maverick with a little bit of difference. This is obviously the first stream in what I would say is the new metagame of Lord of the Rings being on MTGO and live in Legacy. And we are playing, in this build, 4 copies of Orcish Bowmasters. Probably the most hyped card from the set, probably the most hyped card in a long time. This is a 2-mana flash creature, so 1/1. When it enters the battlefield, and whenever an opponent draws a card except the first one they draw in each of their draw steps, Orcish Bowmasters deals 1 damage to any target, then amass Orcs 1. So this is a pretty sweet card. It gets value in ETB, and then it gets value again when your opponent tries to draw additional cards during anyone's turn, which is pretty sweet. So we're playing 4. We're playing 4 because I want to see it a lot. I want to obviously test it, see how it's going, see how it actually plays out in Legacy. So really excited for that. And because of Orcish Bowmaster being in the format, I've also changed some other things in the deck to make it a little less prone to being blown out by Bowmasters. So one big change is going back to Once Upon a Time, which is really nice. Once allows me to kind of take away 1 mana dork from the deck and add in the once. I kept the 23 land count, even though we are playing Once Upon a Time. You can go down to 22, but I just love having my lands online at all times and making sure we don't miss land drops. And obviously being able to once 4 Orcish Bowmasters is pretty sweet as well, allowing us to dig with 2 mana and then obviously cast it for 2 mana at the same time. That looks like it could work out pretty well. We then also have Aethersworn Canonist, a card you don't typically see in the main deck of Maverick. Sometimes you see it in the sideboard these days, but I wasn't too keen on running Thalia or Spirit, due to them being X1s and Spirit and Orcish kind of doing similar things. And Canonist I think is kind of cool because it still taxes, still a decent 2/2 for 2 hate bear, and it works well with Bowmasters in the way that our opponents won't be able to bolt or force of will in the same turn they cast Brainstorm if we do go for Bowmasters in response. So pretty keen to see how Canonist goes. We also aren't a deck that typically always has more than 1 spell to cast a turn. We have a lot of things to hold up. So the other card that I really like, and I know that Harry Hackett is also a big fan of, is Tireless Tracker. And I think that although I do want some sort of card draw in the deck, I think card draw at instant speed is pretty great in obviously a format that people are going to be trying out Bowmasters. And it also gives us things to do with our mana when we might be able to, do 2 things with Canonist in play, but, due to Canonist effect, won't be able to do that. So yeah, I think Track is pretty cool. It's also nice with 23 lands, with 7 fetch lands as well. It's just a really nice thing to get if Grist isn't a consideration against like a controlly mid-rangey deck. So pretty keen to see that. And then the sideboard, as you can see, apologies, is pretty much combo hate. So 3 Surgical, 3 Thoughtseize. I really like this split, especially against namesake decks. And mainly the reason for a lot of this free combo hate in traps and surgicals and to some extent Force of Vigor is that I think a lot of decks, a lot of grinders at least online, will try to be playing decks that just go under Orcish Bowmaster decks or don't really care about it. So things like Reanimator, Doomsday to some extent, some other sort of just fast decks. I think it's really important that with the Bowmasters in the deck, alongside 4 Swords to Plowshares and the Plague as a Fiend Artisan target and the Grist, I think this deck against fair decks is going to be pretty fantastic. The big key is hitting land drops, but not hitting too many, which is where Once comes in again. And against a lot of the fair decks, I'm probably just wanting to be taking out the 3 Canonists. So having, the Plague Engineer, the Opposition Agent, and then potentially 1 other piece. I don't mind. So yeah, Let's see if we can double stream tonight. I'd love to get a lot of matches in with Orcish. A big shout out to XJ Cloud, who was kind enough to loan me these 4, which is really nice. So yeah, want to get the most of them before we do. And then I also do have access to, I think, 50 chests. So we'll see if we want to unbox those after. I actually just opened one, and I just got one of the new like Wasteland lands from Lord of the Rings, which is pretty cool, like 13 ticks. So yeah, let's get into it. Not too much else to say. I think we can kind of go through what happens as we play. Hey Evan, welcome. Hope you're doing well. We are playing a Legacy League. Oh, cool, nice. Welcome Maverick, nice. All right. I did see a post, but I didn't actually read it. I know that Jason was trying out some Lord of the Rings cards. I think like a flash 2-drop. I'm not too sure what it was or what it does. And I think you were also looking at trying out some cards, but I wasn't too sure. Dog woke you up early. I feel like a dog's quite hard to be mad at for too long. Sam Wise, okay. Up against a Yorion deck. Obviously the mana here is pretty awful. So pretty happy to mulligan this easily. Actually pretty happy to keep this. We're going to keep this and bottom the Dried Arbor. And then, yeah. Hopefully these Green Suns can find some pretty nice threats. Dried Arbor needs haste. Alright. Delighted Halfling as the first spell for turn. Not too sure what this could be, but I'm going to assume it's either an Uro deck or a Teferi deck or some sort of Leovold Uro Teferi style deck. I'm not too worried about getting wastelanded, so I'm pretty happy just to start off with the Bayou. Greenstone. This card's pretty interesting. I believe someone top aided with it at SEG Baltimore, or potentially top 16'd with a version. That's pretty cool. Playing things like Teferi, Minsk, Uro. A lot of powerful legendary cards. It seems really strong in a like natural order deck where you can just kind of get there. Wasteland's fine. Okay. Honestly, pretty happy just to keep going for jewels here. Could even build out towards Grist, but I can just do that next turn anyway. There has been some chatter about players wanting to try this out in Maverick. Just pretty interesting. I think the not tapping for colored mana is the biggest part, especially because we don't have too many legendaries in the deck. Thalia, sometimes Gaddock Teeg, sometimes Questing Beast, sometimes other. But I do like it in like a heavy Planeswalker legendary deck with things like Uro. They chose to shuffle with the Ponder. Okay. So now if we do want to Grist and take away one of their creatures, we do lose it. So I think I actually just like going for knight here. There probably was a reason to fetch to make the knight a 5/5 in case they have Minsk and Boo, and then they can't actively attack with their 4/4 Minsk. That resolving's pretty nice. So next turn we can get Wasteland and Dried Arbor and Grist, which is pretty sweet. Nissa. Okay. So I assume this either finds Uro or Solitude, maybe? Elemental. Okay. Oh, Omnath. It's pretty good. Collector Oof, Uro, Ice Fang. Okay. It's into your hand. For some reason, I thought it was onto the battlefield, but that's probably too good. Okay. Definitely don't mind that. We do also have access to Cradle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mana plus Wasteland. Hey Saito-san, welcome. Hope you're doing well. So I currently have the Abundant Growth, but no other white mana. Just the, so just the Savannah. Could also Wasteland, Ramanap. Yeah, let's start with that. Let's play the Wasteland. Hit the Savannah. 1, 2, 3, 4. Force Pitch Ponder. Okay. So I have 2 cards left, and one is, I believe, Omnath. Questing Beast seems cool potentially next turn. I don't mind Wasteland again. They obviously get mana off the Nissa, and they have 3 mana for the Omnath. So what if I attack this turn for 7, put them down to 6, and then the following turn, Green Sun's Questing Beast with Nobles is 6, but this also gains them life if they play a land first. I don't mind Wasteland again. Probably getting rid of the Savannah. few things we can do there. We'd love to see a cantrip first. But even cantrip into land gets them there because this gives them 1 mana, 2 mana, 3 mana. 4 mana for Omnath. Decklist is updated. Bowmasters just isn't on Cardboard Live yet. Grist is pretty good. The full 4. Hmm. 3/3. Now this is tough. Quick look. Grist tick up isn't that great. It could just be getting another knight online. I think that's better than Tireless Tracker. Does give us access to Caracas, which is pretty huge. This is a cool deck they're playing. Could try to draw a card. That's not great though. Attack for 2. They lose the Grist. Really tough. It sucks because obviously returning the Omnath isn't great because they can't just recast it and draw a card. Returning the Nissa isn't that great either because they just have the mana to recast it. So I don't mind attacking to make them have to block with the insect and then trade away another creature for the night. But definitely feel naked here. Yuri onto hand. Even swords here is a little bit tricky because they have the Caracas. It's tough because, like, attack for 4, but they gain 4 each turn. So they currently have 3 mana to work with. I guess Ramanap off the top wouldn't be too bad, but although we can take them off mana, these 2 cards just giving them mana, especially off a fetch land, is just so good. So they have 1 unknown and Urion. Okay. Yeah, a lot of really good value in this deck. They are tapped off the Caracas, which is nice. I think we'll just call it there. Tough. I don't want to sideboard too much. I think the Canonists are an easy cut. The Agent, the Choke, potentially the Plague, but mainly is just a card that is better than anything else. They do run things like Ice Fang, so the Orcish are pretty nice. And say if like a Plague is on Delighted Halfling, then an Orcish could take it out. Also like their Grist Insects. Ice Fang, of course. Actually, yeah, Oof can come out for a Thoughts. I might actually just keep the 1 and just play 2 Thoughtseizes. The Outland Liberator isn't too bad because of things like getting value off hitting a Abundant Growth. I don't really want to trade it, but I don't mind flipping it and attacking. Hey HG, welcome. Mana Orcs are fine. Tireless Tracker. I wonder if they run Loam. It's an interesting one. I assume they run Uro. Alright. The Plains hand. We will mulligan this. Not great either, because it actually depends on the Dryad Arbor to tap the Cradle, and the Fiends can't be cast off the Plains either, so I think there's probably a 5, which is a bit more of a go-forward strategy. Okay. Keep. Bottom the Liberator and the Endurance. Just going to go Forest into Ignoble. And depending what they play first, I'd love to see a Trop. No shuffle. Okay. I don't mind slamming choke here. Probably just off a scrub land. Just to set them back a little bit. Then next turn, if we don't draw a land, we can just attack with the Ignoble. Prismatic's fine. Okay. Here I'm pretty happy just to fetch and play the Plague Engineer out. There are a few things I could name. I could name Delighted Halfling, and then Orcish it down if they draw a card. I could just preemptively name... like Snake for Ice Fang. But they're also pretty far off that unless they go Forest into Abundant Growth. I don't mind Snake. I also got double black because I don't want to be wastelanded off my one singular black source with Orcish in my hand. Halfling is a 1-2, but if I Plague it, it becomes an 0-1, and then when they draw a card, I can hit it with Bowmaster. I think with the choke on board, they would be unlikely to tap a blue mana. I think they'd rather go land, land, prismatic ending. Alright, now I'm happy just to cast this. Hit them. And a mass one. It's pretty sweet. Even just for like small hate. Oh, that's pretty good. Is there anything I need to worry about? Like maybe another Orcish, but I guess I might want to Thoughtseize, because if they have Orcish, I can just play the Noble and then attack with the Plague Engineer. Okay. So they do have double Ice Fang, so that was a nice name. They have Prismatic and they have Grist. And Ramanap. What do I care about? So I don't care about the Ice Fangs. I don't care about the Undermountain. The Prismatic probably, as it's just the way to take the choke off. And the Grist we can go wide on an attack, so I think we will just take the Prismatic. Also means if they find a fetch land, then they kind of have to go for a non-blue source. Also, if they just try to cycle an Ice Fang, it's not that great. Okay. Minsk and Boo goes to the yard. Liberator. Alright. I think here we just attack the Plague and the Orc at Grist. That way, they either puts the Grist to 1 or they lose the Insect. If they block here, they could play the Ramanap. Maybe I also attack with the Orc. Yeah. That's fine. Tapping like this because the forest is the land they can't interact with. Okay. I guess now we just attack the Plague Engineer at Grist with Exalted. It was nice, but also, like, Grist is doing a whole lot as well. It's very close between those two. I also wanted to stop in the draw step for endurance, but that's all good. What does Maverick mean? I guess Maverick, as a word, kind of means like something a little bit left field or doing something a little bit different to others. But the deck was originally named after Luis, whose MTGO name was Maverick with an @ sign as the A, which is cool. A little bit too late. I think they just overtake here with the Undermountain and the Grist. Just a little bit too much value. Maybe Choke just isn't worth it in that sort of matchup. I think it's probably better than one of the cards in the deck that doesn't do a whole lot, but tough one. Didn't really get to see the power of Orc yet, so hopefully in this matchup, pretty happy to keep this. We have a turn 1 Noble Hierarch into turn 2 Fiend with Wasteland, or Swords Wasteland. A lot of good options. Also have Endurance just to hold up. Opponent goes to 6 cards. 5 cards. Makes me think they're going to be a combo deck, but you never know. All right. Castle. Okay. Interesting. Thankfully, a land we can Wasteland here. I assume because of this, they're going to be on some sort of mono black deck, so probably an Orc deck. Seiju. Okay, interesting. That's pretty good. That's probably better than Wastelanding them this turn. Also increases our pressure, which is nice. Overgrown Tomb. Okay. Potentially a Death Shadow deck. Green Suns for 1. Okay. Oh, I wonder if this is going to be a... no. Okay. I was going to say potentially this is going to be a Veteran Explorer, but no. No black mana. So that's a little bit of a worrying sign, but not too bad because we still get to go Swords this. Wasteland this. And then just attack for 2. I could also turn the Noble Hierarch into a Dryad Arbor, which does give me a clue. But I don't think that's worth it. It does make the Fiend Artisan a bigger creature as well. I don't mind that. This also gets in for 4 anyway with Exalted, so the damage is the same. And this is... yeah, this works. Okay. Also gives us another draw next turn in case we miss a land drop again. Witherbloom Apprentice, okay. That's a little bit scary, not gonna lie. Okay. I think what we do here is attack with everything. Because the extra mana doesn't actually matter. We'll see if they block the Dryad Arbor, because then we can ping with the Orcish. They go to 3. Tough. Is there a green-black deck playing Reanimate? It did play the fetch last turn. Yeah, I think the only out there was if they had another shock and for some reason went for the shock land. Tough. I don't want to draw because if we draw into Swords to Plowshares, we could have held it up with Dryad Arbor. But... okay. Okay. We're all good. We're all good. Okay. What do I want here? Probably don't mind like the Surgical Thoughtseize plans, seeing that they are on Reanimate. I assume they're playing Grist actually, so I might keep in a Plague Engineer. Never look, yeah, that's fair. Liberator can most likely come out. They do have Sylvan Library, but we do have Orcish Bowmasters, so that's pretty cool. The Ramanap's good. The Questing Beast is good. The Canonist is nice, but I don't believe it stops Smog, because I believe Smog is just a copy. They're not actually casting it, if that's correct. Copy the spell, I may choose a new target for that copy. So they actually cast it. Yeah, so I think I actually might just get rid of the Canonists. And potentially just 2 Surgicals. No land. Really rough. 23. Okay. This is pretty good. I'm going to keep this. And I'm going to bottom the Bayou because we can fetch for it. I don't want to bottom either Green Source. Oh, sorry, either Green Suns. And I'd rather see if we can once for a land. Okay. Okay, that's a bit of a yikes, but we will manage. If they start on a Mana Dork as well, we do get to hit that. And next time we could even just go Ignoble Hierarch and Dried Arbor if they don't. Okay. I don't mind just going wide on value on our mana here. Also means next turn we can Fiend and hold up Orcish, which is pretty cool. Interesting. Hit the Overgrown Tomb. And then if they sack it to Safekeeper... Yeah, well now we just get to go... Orcish. Target. Are you going to try to save it again? No. Now play Fiend. Okay. They didn't know about the Thought Seizers. To be fair, yeah. Maybe they have something else to grab. What do we actually want to get here for 3 mana? I don't mind getting Ramanap. That means we can get back the Dried Arbor as well if we want it. Could also get white mana with the Verdant. I would assume they're playing a basic Swamp. So I think here I don't mind just making sure we have access to white mana next turn. Hey, Luanil. Haha, too kind. I hope you're doing well. I really liked your take on Red-White Initiative with the new Red-White and X card. I think that's really powerful. Surely, especially in a deck where you can just cast it on turn 1 and get the initiative going. Seems really good. Oh, one thing they can't do here... Oh, they have Snuff Out on Ramanap? Okay. Plague. Okay. Orc or Goblin? Probably Goblin. Yeah. I feel like this needs Death Touch as well. This should have Death Touch, right? Am I right? Is that too good? Is that too good? What do we want to do here? I could turn the Orc army. No, because the dried up is there. I guess I will fetch now, just in case of a opposition agent. I wouldn't get caught out too much. Also, getting those swords back is quite nice. Oh, that's true. It would kill anything. Okay, this is going to be Witherbloom. So next turn, if we draw a land, we could get rid of it with Grist. Okay. Now we do lose the Grist, but they are at 8. So we'll see how this plays out, because I'd love to see if this Endurance could do something. Oof. Okay. Oh, is there a way to... I can't evoke this, unfortunately. That would be very cool. Tough. Tough. Green, black, Smog. Alright. Alright, the mutts. Yeah, cool. Solid hand. I probably want to fetch here for Savannah turn 1, because then we can actually go turn 2 Wasteland and Canonist. Hey, Elo. Yeah, pretty funny, but cool to see Smog around. I don't mind it out of the sideboard of like Ant, a deck where you're probably going to take creature removal out of. So let's go for Savannah into Ignoble to set up turn 2 Canonist and Wasteland. Okay. Savannah off a Flooded Strand. I did not expect that. Okay. A Mana Dorky would be pretty good. How do I feel about that? I don't mind getting the Canonist online before we go for the Wasteland route. If this was a Tundra, I'd probably think differently, because it obviously takes them off the ability to cantrip potentially. But if they want to play some sort of creature with this, like a Noble Hierarch or something else, then all the power to them. Could be holding up Ice Fang potentially. I will Wasteland. This feels like a deck that's going to have a lot of 3-drops. And there's Ice Fang. Now I'm happy to play the Bayou so that next time we can just Plague Engineer the Ice Fang. Hey Session, thanks for the follow. Oh, they even had the end-step Brainstorm. Oh, could you imagine the Orc here? They couldn't even force it. Close. Close. To be fair though, maybe. Hey Balfs, welcome. Hey Lawrence, that's a great take, yeah. Especially in this sort of situation. Being able to wasteland them before the second main phase is pretty big. Ooh. Okay. Happy to attack. Then I honestly don't mind just holding up the Orcish. Especially if they want to do something like Ponder for turn. Come on, Brainstorm. You know you want to. Oh, so close. But we still get to do something cool. Kill this. That's pretty cool. That's nearly as... Actually, it's not even close to how good it is against Brainstorm, but at least here we get to go wide, which is really nice. Like, we get another... How good is this with Cradle? How good is this with Cradle? Oh my gosh. Oh, but they draw a card, and the Orc kills it. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. This is pretty funny. And we get another 1/1? No, we don't. Oh, don't we? Oh, it amassed. It got bigger. Oh my gosh. For some reason, I thought that amass was you get a new 1/1, but of course it just makes the creature bigger. So here I do like... There's not really a Wrath they could have with this mana, which is great. They don't have a land, they don't have a creature in play, and don't have a way, I believe, to like natural order next turn. So I think we just play the Wasteland to be able to cast the Ramanap and then also hold up Endurance for their turn. Okay. So BANT, obviously the Ice Fangs are quite good. Prismatic Ending. Okay. They do have a few basics, so I could see a Wasteland being cut. The Collector Oof being cut. I do like the Choke. I do like the Plague Engineer. I could see a Knight being cut for an Agent, because I assume they're a Green Suns deck, and potentially a Natural Order deck. Probably all I want to change for now. I could see myself going down on like a Mana Dork, because I assume they'll have some sort of sweeper, but I'm pretty happy just with those small changes. see a bit more after. Big Golem, that's correct, yeah. For some reason, I just kind of tunnel visioned into playing a land so I didn't have to tap the Cradle, so I had Cradle for Endurance on their turn. But of course, if I play the Ramanap off the Cradle and then play a land from the graveyard, I guess the only thing is if they force the Ramanap, but I think in that situation we're pretty happy anyway, so yeah, pretty happy with this hand. The Peat land's a little bit tough, but they're not a very aggressive deck, so we get to go turn 1 Green Suns for Dryad Arbor, turn 2 Hold Up Agent or Wasteland and Swords, maybe even build that mana with Green Suns, so pretty happy to keep this. Island Ponder. But yeah, great shout, Golem. Really nice. Okay. The Ponder chose to shuffle. Interesting. Yeah, I think moving to a deck where you can cast creatures in your opponent's end step, obviously the power of Vile has shown that for years, is really cool. So having like the Endurances and the Orcs means you can play around a bunch, which is pretty cool. Yes, Knight Rider, thank you. Very true. We are sadly 0-2. Not too unhappy with that Wasteland, as we do get to go... Oh, that's actually interesting. Honestly happy now to keep the Green Suns for a bigger threat, because next time we could even Grist. And we just get to hold up, potentially, Sword. You could also do something like Wasteland a fetch land, make them fetch, and then opposition agent them. But I don't think we are in a position to be that aggressive. Could definitely play Aven. I think there's some thought about Aven being better than opposition agent because you don't have to fetch for the black source against Stoneforge Mystic decks. So like, say, Death and Taxes or Maverick, where agent is quite strong. Being able to play that effect without having to fetch for most likely a wastelandable source is always really nice. But I think agent being able to steal it is just why it's worth that little bit extra and why you see more people playing it. But yeah, I've definitely played Aven in the sideboard of like Naya Depths, which doesn't play black. Really going after my mana. Okay. Still 2 threats on board, which is nice. So if they play, say, Teferi and bounce one, we do have a way to kill it on the swing back. Okay. Do I care about this? I don't think I actually do, because we do have the Endurance. Okay. That I'm pretty happy to kill. Grist is pretty sweet. I think we just want to start off with Endurance. You pass. Could have held up the Wasteland. I don't think it's too relevant. I think like acting like we have a Source to Plowshares potentially. is why I held up the scrub. This Ice Fang makes me think they're looking for a land drop. Okay. That's pretty nice. Even just to keep them off creatures. If they are a natural order deck. Hey, Tantic. Your deck looks sweet. A lot of value, which is really hard to keep up with. Orcish against you isn't great. I think the only things it can sometimes do is maybe deal with like a Grist token. But Orc has been okay so far. This is only game 2. Yeah, Nissa was cool. I always thought that Nissa put the card onto the battlefield, but obviously that's a little bit too good. Yeah, how's your league going? And how are you liking Delighted Halfling? Because in your deck, it looks like it's a pretty sweet card. Okay. Now we have some options. I think I'm going to just start with attacking with Endurance and just holding up the opposition agent. Tough against combo decks. Yeah, that's always a tough one. What sort of combo decks? Getting Grist online, though, is pretty good. At this point, I'm not too scared of... Like, say Natural Order is probably the worst thing that they could get off a search ability. And we do have Grist just to deal with that creature anyway. But it feels like they're holding up Force of Will. If they kept it in, is that a reason to play the 5th land? I'm pretty happy just to fetch and play Opposition Agent. Or just hold up Opposition Agent, honestly. Yeah, I don't really have to do anything here. I don't mind getting lethal on the board though, so let's go with Fiend. Endurance, that's fine. I actually wouldn't mind getting those 2 swords back. Ice Fang's okay. Library's fine. We're so close to lethal here. Let's go for Bayou. Oh, if they fetch, it might actually be lethal. It actually is if they fetch. So the opposition agent here might cause them to fetch, but they don't have to because here we just get to go play the Grist using this mana, sack the Ignoble, this becomes a 2/2, and then we have a 3, thanks to this being a 2/2, and a 3 being blocked by 1 creature. So they have to have Swords to Plowshares. Or some sort of removal spell. There it is. That makes it easy. Okay. Ooh, that's quite nice with the library, but kind of awkward as well. So let's go 1, 2, 3. Oh, can we get Questing Beast? No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can get Questing Beast, but they can block with the Endurance. I think we just play the Grist and then play the Orcish. Oh! Oh, but the Orcish can deal with the Ice Fang. So let's take out the Endurance. Orcish. Take this out? And then attack them for 5, put them to 1? Was there a way to get another creature in the yard? I don't think so, but pretty cool. Okay. We're on the board, which is nice. So that was like a BANT. And Orcish, pretty good. Ice Fang. Ice Fang was the big one. Is there a second Bowmasters? Yes. Ooh, was there a second Bowmaster line off the Fiend? A little bit fair for me, especially because this hand really wants you to go Green Suns into Dried Arbor. But with 5 lands already in my hand, I don't really want to like waste the Green Sun, so this is better. I'll keep this and bottom 1 sword. And then we still have a pretty nice turn of Windswept into Savannah, into Green Suns, into Dried Arbor, into hopefully untap Swords and Canonist, or Wasteland and Canonist. Oh, that's cool if they don't block with the Endurance. Interesting. Oh, just a pass? Alright. I don't really want to show the Wasteland because I kind of want them to get a Volk if they're on that sort of deck, so I think you're actually like playing the Peat land and then tapping like this so that if the Canonist does resolve, we can just attack with the Dried Arbor. Okay. No turn 1 play. It's pretty good for us. Flooded Strand. No turn 2 play. Oh, okay. Okay. I guess we attack with the... Oh, we don't have double black, but that's fine. Get to attack with this. Is this a bolt or a brainstorm? Double fetch. I didn't expect double fetch. Underground Sea. Dress down? No. Bowmaster. Okay. Sure. Oh, did they try to ping this and then block? That's fine. Because now we can go Orcish ourselves. Probably ping the army. Oh, let them block. Yeah, that's actually a better bet. Min, I wish I saw chat a little bit earlier. Let them block and then just take out the blocker. Yeah. I was going to swords the Orcish, but maybe that's not worth it. How much do I care about the Canonist at this point? I probably don't care about it enough to trade away a swords for a token. So I think we just take that misplay of mine and move on. Yeah. I'm happy to take them off red because that's bolt. But yeah, let them block. That's a great play. Start with Fiend. My thought on the Canonist plan was that it's a hate bear that isn't an X1. And then it also means that if they brainstorm or have bolt up, they can't bolt or force a Bowmaster. And our deck doesn't typically try to two-spell too often, so... Yeah, I think going after the token is better as well, yeah. Wow, just another pass back. That's pretty good. I will ping myself. Wasteland here is great. Another land is just great, just to keep that flowing. There's a Wasteland. Float blue. Oh, they are going to brainstorm. Interesting. Look, we did it. It's not the way that I thought, but we did it. So this becomes a 4/4? Oh my gosh. Oh my god. I kind of feel like they just didn't know what was happening there. Maybe they didn't know what Orcish Bowmaster does in that sort of situation. I can only assume Brazen Borrower is probably the only way to get out of that. Yeah. Honestly, their hand could have just been just cantrips as well. Oof can come out. Outland Liberator can come out. I don't mind the Plague Engineer knowing they're on Orc as well, and then just the Choke. It's probably going to be it. That's fair too. Yeah. Yeah, that's a really tough situation for them. We do get a look for a Mana Dork, which makes his hand a little bit better. But obviously against an Orc deck as well, not that great. The Orcs, the Fiend Artisans here are also just 1/1s currently. I don't mind this. There's ways with the Endurance we could potentially blow them out. It doesn't have removal though, and usually against Delver I like to try to keep a hand with like at least one Sword to Plowshares, or potentially one Orc. Like if I find an Orc off this once, I'm probably taking it and then only have the 2 lands, but I kind of like mulliganing to a hand with 3 lands and just a few more like 1 or 2 drops. Okay, perfect. Keep this. It's probably the Plague here that's just a little bit overkill. Just because we have the Orcish Bowmasters and we already have a 3-drop in Night, which will probably be a turn 4 play, so probably pretty happy to bottom the Plague. My other thought is that if they're like a true name version, obviously Plague is great and it's harder to find than Night, but Night will be a 3/3 at least here. I don't mind dropping the Plague. Badlands. Okay. Whatsies. Okay. Probably take the Orcish here. Land, sorcery. Which isn't too bad. There's a world where if I take the Orcish and we draw a fetch land, we just go basic Canonist. Oh, I could have also gone for... That's actually a tough point, because I could have gone for Dryad Arbor there and traded, seeing they didn't play Wasteland before, but here we are. We haven't cast a spell yet. Ooh, okay. Double sword. That's fine. I don't mind holding this for a black mana. So let's go fetch for... I'm happy to get a forest here. Probably play the Caracas. It's a card that we don't really... We care about the Savannah a little bit more. They can't daze this, which is nice. Double Wasteland. Okay, no blue source. That's pretty huge. No attack either, wow. That's pretty perfect. That's access to the plains. Also, if they don't drop a island here, we can play this knight around days, which is huge. Nice. Force pitching Brazen Borrower. That's a pretty big exile. Okay. So now they're pretty close. They actually have... Maybe I actually should have attacked first to get the kind of free 2 damage in. Because of course now it's a 3/3. I think I should have thought about that a little bit longer. But hey, next turn, I think we just green suns for endurance. Oh, we can't because of the wasteland, okay. Okay. Let's go for Bayou. It gives us double green for endurance. Play Knight. I don't mind trading this for a token. They have 2 cards left. Maybe the Exile Brazen Burrower means they just have a second. It's just a really good card in this matchup that it's interesting to see them get rid of it. Okay. Strix. Interesting. Especially seeing it's a card that dies to Orcish. Speaking of. I think here we just play the Noble Hierarch. We then have 2 creatures and 2 mana, which is enough for green suns for endurance. Could also play Bowmasters, take out the Baleful Strix. Play Noble, attack for 8. And then keep the green suns. That plays around like days specifically. I didn't think of the token. Yeah. I didn't think of the token adding mana. Okay, that's fine. All right. Honestly, here, I think we just go 1, 2, 3, 4. Green suns for endurance, and then we can just questing beast. For some reason, I thought we had a green suns. Oh my gosh. Look, I guess we draw into a green suns and then just get another creature. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. What a terrible play. What a terrible play. Oh my gosh. I am so sorry. I am. That is, I should concede to that. That is horrendous. Oh my gosh. Apologies. Sorry. We're gonna cut that out. We're gonna edit that out, and it's gonna jump. Oh my gosh. Baleful Strix. Oh, Call of the Ring. At the beginning of your upkeep, the ring tempts you. Whenever you choose a creature as your ring bearer, you may pay 2 life if you do draw a card. Interesting. Oh, they're just trying to go for the win here. Land. Do they attack? No. Oof. We do need black mana. But that shouldn't be an issue. Alright, human shaman or creature human shaman. Surely we just name human here. The question is, do I want to cast this Swords Around Days? I'm actually not too sure what the ring does, so tough. Actually, we had the Noble to play around Days. Come on, man. That's not... Let's hopefully get there with this and then regroup a little bit. Okay, so your ring bearer's legendary cannot be blocked by... Oh, so we actually have Grixis. Oh, it's in the bin. Okay, well, close. Okay, we get there. Apologies, team. That, yeah, a little bit sketchy there. Let's be honest. Okay, so the ring's interesting. Let's actually have a look at this. Your ring bearer is legendary and can't be blocked by creatures with greater power. Pretty cool. Whenever your ring bearer attacks, draw a card, then discard a card. Whenever your ring bearer... That's also not a May, so it does trigger Bowmaster. Whenever your ring bearer becomes blocked by a creature, that creature's controller sacrifices either that creature or another creature. And then whenever your ring bearer deals combat damage to a player, each opponent loses 3 life. That's pretty sweet. Okay. Alright. 0202 2020. Nice. I'm going to get some water. I'll be back in a second. A great time, if you'd like, to follow me on YouTube and Twitter. All right, team. Let's do this. Let's do this. One thing that's pretty cool is that... Oh. Have I frozen? Why have I frozen? Interesting. I assume everyone can hear me, but I am frozen in the chat. Frozen cam. Weird. There we go. Oh, okay. Hey. Hey, team. There we go. A little bit too top heavy. Pretty happy to mulligan this. Not too bad. We have Bayou into... drop the Dried Arbor into Green Suns. No white mana, but I'm okay with that on the draw. Opponent says, hey. Alright. Yav. Okay. Saga. I really don't want to throw myself into crop rotation here. That's actually quite nice. Let's start with that. Alright. Cam also thought I had Green Suns. Classic. Crop rotation. Probably Tabernacle. Because they can also tap the Tabernacle for mana for the Saga, but also... Oh, just Wasteland. Okay. I don't mind that. If they're not going to get a... If they play Tabernacle, I think Tabernacle's really nice there because it also taxes me, but also allows them to tap for Saga. Crucible is annoying, but not too bad. Oh, another land. Oh god, okay. Well, we have a lot of options here. Honestly, I don't think we can allow them to trigger the Saga, so I think we have to Wasteland it. They have one card left. If we play the Knight and they Wasteland the Bayou, we actually have no land to... We have to kind of Green Suns for Dried Arbor to use it. The Tireless Tracker isn't looking great here. Like, there's nearly a world where the line is play Wasteland, Wasteland the Saga, and then Endurance them pitching the Tracker so they can't get it back with Crucible. But at the same time, I kind of like Tracker here. Ugh. I honestly think it's just going to be hit the Saga, Green Suns for a mana this turn, and then endurance them. But probably pitching the knight. I think the tracker just drawing cards is a little bit better. Which isn't great, but... I think tracker just draws us the extra cards to actually get back into the game from losing that little 2-for-1. But obviously Wasteland with Crucible is just something they could also do this turn. Sphere, okay. Well, I guess we're getting exalted here. Stage, okay, no cards in hand, which is nice for us. Fetch land? Endurance. Alright. We attack with the Ignobled, because then we can just hold up the sword if needed. No, we can't because of the sphere. Alright. Well, we have a clock. This could just be another exploration. Okay, another sphere is annoying, but not too bad. Okay. We can't do that, so we will attack. Yeah, I think I saw a lands list from the SCG Baltimore data dump that had the spheres in the main deck. It's kind of cool. This is also a pretty nice deck if you want to play a deck that really isn't hit that bad by Orcish Bowmaster. They thankfully can't endurance us either, so I don't have to worry about that. Mox? Okay, pitch stage. No cards. No? Oh, then they can play for turn. That's cool. Canonist. All spells? Yes. What did they cut for the spheres? That's a good question. I assume they might not be playing like a creature package. Like sometimes you see like Ali playing main deck endurances or Elvish Reclaimers. I assume they're a build with no creatures. But I assume they're still playing like the 4 Exploration, 4 Crop, 4 Mox, Crucible's in there as well. Probably no Sylvan libraries, potentially, and just using like Crucible and Saga as their kind of card advantage. Okay, that's a start. We could Green Suns for Dried Arbor, but they have Wasteland and Crucibles. So that actually does nothing. Okay. Another Mox, okay. Pitching stage, cool. Okay, interesting. Look, we got a 5-turn clock. Also, if they cast Loam, we can endurance it, thankfully. Looks like they have 2 library. Okay, cool. Ooh. They can just get the... I'd probably... do I care? Yeah, I think here we actually endurance pitching... Tracker, just to get rid of the Ghost Quarter. And then we will search. Yeah, they got a lot of live draws. Like, if they did have P-Fire, like Dark Depths, of course, Saga. A land here does allow us to play something. Okay. That is not the something that I wanted. Three turns. Ooh, okay, that's fine. Could wait for them to dredge, yes. Oh, another. Oh, no. Is that... I think that's worth it. Because then maybe Orcish gets there. 1, 2, 3. One, two, 1, 2. Don't you dare say Blast Zone. They hold. Interesting. No, they're playing it. Another loam? Oh, crop rotation. Okay. Depths is okay. We do have Caracas if they make it now. We do have Wasteland if they don't. So I assume they just make it now, yeah. Okay. That's tough. Especially because they have the Crucible as well. And can make it again. Oh! No, I don't think... No, because the spheres. Not dead, but dead. Yeah. Yeah, Orc just has Flash here. Yeah, I think I just got too excited by seeing Loam and just like hit it when I didn't really need to. Tough. Bowmasters, probably Canonists, Plague Engineer. Oof is fine, but not great. The Force of Vigors, the Surgicals. I wonder if the Thoughtseizers on the play just aren't that bad. Actually, I like the Opposition Agent. That's an easy one. Can be a little bit awkward Thoughtseize, but I probably like the Thoughtseize over the Collector Oof. Actually, they're playing the Saga package, so I don't mind this. I could see a world where you shave a sword. I actually don't mind that. And that gives me the extra. Yeah. Mana's a little bit awkward, but we do have like Thoughtseize into Fiend, which is kind of nice. And then like Knight, so yeah. But yeah, I'll have to go back to that. Because yeah, I think it's a little bit different if we do allow them to have the loam, dredge the loam, and then endurance, say, in response to them casting the loam. We're also 2-2. There we go. That's true. Crucible as well, yeah. Okay, they go to 6. Mox and Sphere. Honestly, it could be the Mox here. Like the Sphere we don't really care about. Yeah, I think it also makes the Wasteland a little bit better. If this was a Bayou, that'd be good because it turns on drawing into a Mana Dork. Forest. Okay. Ah, sorry. Then next turn, like if they tap out for the Sphere, I'm pretty happy to play Wasteland. I guess I can't Wasteland and Artisan, but I could potentially Wasteland fetch for Dried Arbor. No, because I play the Wasteland. We'll see. We'll see. Tega. Yeah, keeping the Spheres is interesting because we also have Matter Acceleration to start off with. But maybe it's a case of just not having enough cards to bring in that they kept the Spheres. Okay. So now we get to accelerate. We get to Wasteland them off the Sphere and then Green Suns for Dried Arbor, which I don't mind. Try to put them under the Sphere more than us. Next turn we potentially get to Knight. If they have Wasteland, we get to play another Fiend Artisan. We could even turn that Dried Arbor into a Knight. Or Opposition Agent. That's probably the play here. If we untap with 4 mana, we're just getting Opposition Agent onto the board. Unless they play a... I guess Saga's still pretty good, but... we'll see. Okay, they have the stage. Swords is nice. Just gonna fetch for a Savannah. Could also play the knight here. And like hide the opposition agent. Knight's also a 4/4. Yeah. There's not too many search abilities from them that I really care about at this point. Like if they want to crop for 2 mana, getting rid of 1 land, that's more than fine. Yeah, I think just getting out my hand and then potentially using the Fiend Artisans later is better. We also have access to Cradle next turn potentially. 2 mana. Well, they will crop. Huh. Ancient Tomb, okay. But we do have Caracas for the depths. Surely they know about that. Okay, like what if we just go... sack this for 3. See what they do. Because they can't even, yeah, so now we just get Ramanap. Get back the Wasteland. And now we get to attack with the Knight. Could even hold the Knight back. They might even just... it's kind of for free. I could even see just holding up the Wasteland for upkeep to take out the Ancient Tomb, and then holding up the Knight here. I don't mind that. It is a free attack. Wow, so now they lose all of their lands? They can't even not of this world because they have the sphere out if they, for some reason, did have that in this list. Yeah, okay. Huh. Running this back. Nothing really changes, I don't think. Yeah, I thought they might copy my forest. Or maybe just make sure I have the Caracas, but... yeah. A bit of an awkward start for them without the Mox. Especially having the Maze and the Dark Depths, which doesn't tap for mana. And then playing the Sphere off a Jewel, which gets hit by Wasteland, which puts them back a mana. Potentially not. Thoughtseize on the draw isn't great, but I don't think it's worse than any other spell here. Especially when mixed with Surgical. It's quite strong. The hand is fine, but obviously not having Surgical, not having Endurance, actual mana acceleration. I don't mind it, but it is a turn 2 knight potentially. If they do have a fast loam, we do have once for endurance as well. I don't mind seeing how this goes. It's hard to push back a hand like this. Ooh, okay. Interesting. I think we just want to fire off the Thoughtseize. Even though we lose the Bayou, I guess I could also go for Scrubland. Because I don't really care about the Scrub. I care more about the Bayou being a green source, but there's a huge upside if they don't Wasteland for some reason. Oh, okay. Happy to take the library here. Loam's obviously nice, but library without real... Yeah, because let's just say next turn they cast a Loam. That's a good turn for us to try to draw into Surgical, potentially Endurance. What I don't want to see is Mox Diamond. That's probably the big card here. Okay. Oh. No. That's a yikes. Oh, well, that's definitely a start. And that's exactly how everything played out, so. Alright. So what do they actually have? Soul Guide Spheres, Sylvan Library, 2 Surgicals, Needle, Bolts. Quickly do this. So they can win through Dark Depths, they can win through Saga, and that's it. So we know that they have Wasteland. I think we're okay with trying to go for Dried Arbor here. And then being able to turn off this Mox Diamond with Collector Oof would be pretty strong. But Dried Arbor also Blast Zone Stage, Saga, Wasteland. They play Saga here. Imagine if we drew into Wasteland. Okay. Oh, that's great for us. Oh my gosh, there's the Wasteland. Wow. Well, we don't care about that because we have the Cradle. I probably want to Questing Beast next turn. But I do want to hit the tab before they can get it with... copy it with Stage. and before they can potentially draw into another copy of Crop Rotation. And we know they don't have Loam, which is great for us. Saga, sure. Hey, Geo, a huge thank you. Thoughtseize, alright. I don't need to tap this, but yeah, let's just go for Beast. Is Beast here better? Yeah, it could definitely be Knight. Pretty far away. And I think Knight also being able to wasteland the Saga is pretty huge. Let's go for Scrubland. That gives us all our colors as well. Oh, interesting. Yeah. Yep. Ancient Tomb. Okay. Interesting. Questing Beast does stop Mazavith, which is nice. Oof. So they have 4 cards. I don't mind looking first. And we still have 3 mana, 4 mana. This makes me feel like they have a crop. Maybe they want to make a token and then crop away the Saga? But even if they have Mazavith, they can't because of the Beast. But them making the construct makes me think they do have crop. My only thought here is, do we care about the crop? Because if their plan is to go and get Mazavith, let's have a quick look at what they have. Oh, did I lose it? No. They actually... Oh, they have 2 Maze. Like, do we actually care about the Sagas? I guess we can just make them go for the Sagas. And maybe we don't care about what's in hand. Stage Blast Zone. Stage. Yeah, I wonder if they brought in Surgical for our own Wastelands. Seven. Oh. So here we get to attack for 11 with Knight and Beast. Could also wasteland them if I really wanted to. There's nothing I really care about. They go for Maze. Oh, and the Thoughtseize as well, which does nothing. Sure. Hey, Muffin Man. I could waste green, but I actually don't know if I really care about anything at this point. It's been cool to see multiple Lord of the Rings cards, though. Wow, they're going to take it. Okay. Hey, Driver. Welcome. Hope you're doing well. We're going to do another league as well. So, although this will be the last game for this one, we'll play another. Nice. I don't want to change anything either. I'm pretty happy just to run this back and see how it performs. But I will stop recording for YouTube. A big thank you for watching. Obviously, I'll be back for another one. So I'll see you there.